You got someone on the phone?
Yeah, anyway.
Who is it?
David Arquette.
Oh, it's David.
Hey, David, you're on the air with me and Zach.
Hey, David.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Hey, thank you. Sorry, I'm technically sort of not advanced enough from the comments and I couldn't get back to the meeting.
It wasn't you, man. I'm sure it was just technology. Technology is gonna be the death of us.
I know. I read your book. And whoever's listening, you have to read his book. It's incredible.
Oh, thank you, man. It means a lot.
Eye opener for sure. And I was really struck by your exchange with Elizabeth Warren on the debate, and that she sort of didn't seem so aware of this technological sort of, the fourth industrial revolution coming up, and that was pretty shocking, So my question for you would be, right now I'm actually at the downtown women's shelter. I work here a lot in the kitchen, and I help the ladies down here. It's right on Skid Row. And I was really interested in your sort of parallel financial system you broke down that would go on people's time and sort of, because what's interesting, my friend is a really successful guy, and he mentioned human capital once, and I was well, what's that? And he said, well, that's how much an individual person costs the company, and it's sort of a corporation's goal to eliminate human capital. And I was like, you should eliminate workers. And he was like, yeah, kind of. That's what you try to do is get your costs down. So then you turned it into human capitalism. So I'm really interested to hear about that.
Thank you, David, and congratulations for helping out at the shelter, man. I mean, that's extraordinarily humanizing and empathetic work. That's awesome.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. It's a great place.
Yeah, I'm sure they appreciate having you there. I was a little surprised also that Senator Warren didn't seem as keen on this set of issues. I'd read some of her materials, and I knew that she wasn't as concerned about automation as I believe she should have been. It's one reason why during the debate you probably saw that I tried to hammer home the point. It's like, look, this is not something you can regulate easily away. This is something very fundamental about our economy. And so the human-centered capitalism that you're describing is that, to me, we need to have the measurements of our economy not be this gross domestic product measurement, but instead our own health and well-being, like the women or the people you're seeing in the shelter. It's like, how are they doing? Before we came up with GDP, the way we measured our economy was we would do things like count the kids in the poorhouse or count the vagrants outside. Or like you'd actually do like counts of people in various states of distress and say like, oh, more people in the poorhouse, that's not good, or like more people. And then we did away with those measurements because we had this GDP number. But if you can imagine going back to basics and saying like, are our people stronger and healthier? Are our people struggling with substance abuse? Are our kids doing better? Are we able to pay our bills? And then if you had someone who helped us get stronger in one of those dimensions, then you could reward them in various ways. And one of the ideas I had in the book, which is based upon something called time banking that's happening in hundreds of communities around the country, is that everyone's time has value, everyone's time deserves some sort of recognition, so that if you help your neighbor in some of these communities around the country, then you earn like a time dollar, or like essentially an hour of time that you can then pass to someone else in the community. And so then you end up having people trading like a home-cooked meal for babysitting, for a ride to the airport, for repairing a boiler, for staffing a garage sale, and you wind up creating all of these new social activities and contributions that have value. It makes everyone feel like, okay, I have something to contribute, which everyone does, and then in the aggregate, it ends up serving our individual and collective well-being by the measurements. And so that it seems a little bit idealistic, but it's based on a system that's been working effectively in hundreds of communities around the country, and it's stuff that we naturally want to do. I mean, who wouldn't want to have like a neighbor do something to help us and then us help a neighbor? I mean, most people wish that's the way we lived, but today, you know, we're more and more isolated. We're more and more, you know, reluctant to trust others, and so if we can introduce a means of measuring how we're doing and then encouraging people to do things that that help us, it could be a really positive game changer.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, we do a lot of work in the criminal justice reform space, and there's a 4th grade test that they give to people, and then depending on that, they decide how many prisons they're going to build. Because if you can't read at that age, they like write you off instead of trying to fix it. So I really appreciate you trying to change our minds and change our way of life. I encourage everyone to read that book because it really is an eye-opener on so many different topics.
Well, thank you, David. That's an incredible story. Like Zach just had
My
this,
jaw
like,
kind of dropped there. Holy.
yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. It's so sad. That's, you know, but you know, America's a great country, and we just really need to dive back into our hearts and care for our neighbors and, you know, take a different approach because, you know, it's obviously broken at this point.
Well, David, you're in a particular, you know, like vantage point where you can see things that others can't. And it's one of the things that, you know, I feel has to be part of this campaign is that so many Americans have their heads down. You know, it's like you're just trying to like make it through the day and make ends meet. And then you know, and then if you have like enough of a vantage point, you can say like, look, we actually can do better than this. We don't necessarily need to live like this. Like we can solve some of these problems. But it's going to take people like you who can see it to help spread the vision. So, you know, super grateful to you.
I'm grateful to you too. Thanks for what you're doing, and love to your family and your campaign there.
Thank you, brother.
David.
That's awesome. Well, we'll be out west again before long, so we'll have some more fun. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you, David. We're huge fans of you as a person and a professional. So thank you.
Thank you.
David Arquette.
David Arquette, joining live. Thank you.